I was very angry about HS2 at the time, and a lot of kids that I'd taught cricket were struggling to get jobs at the time. There weren't a lot of jobs, and I knew some people in UKIP, and they'd see I was angry about a few issues, and they asked me to just go along to a meeting. Next thing I was a member, and next thing they said, "Oh, you stand for election." "You won't get elected, don't worry," and I did.
There were things happening which I wasn't completely happy with, and I wanted to be involved in the discussions because I was sure that when you're young there are other ways to do things.
My kids went into uni, and I started getting more active locally in the community. And one of the things that I discovered was that as I got into various groups like my knitting and crochet group and various things, I met more people, and I was always active a bit anyhow with schools and things that my kids were involved in. But as I got more involved, one thing I realized was there were quite a few people who were having some issues and they needed them resolved, and they were not necessarily in the best position to resolve them themselves.
Mainly it was the desire to help others in the community, and having lived in the area for over 20 years and seen the area worsen over the many years, so I made the decision to get involved.
About 10-12 years ago I became a school governor, obviously in my local town in Chesham, and that inspired me to want to actually go on to be a representative for a council after being a school governor and chairman of governors.
Most rewarding and challenging, I must say, is to help others. When you help others desire, I think that's most rewarding and most challenging.
And one thing I find really rewarding is now I actually have the power to do that. So I was able to commission some road resurfacings recently and prioritize them for residents who really were in trouble with that, and I felt really great about being able to do that.
I think you need to be aware that you can't change the world as quickly as you thought you might be able to. It gives you a sense of reality then when you do get involved.
Don't say much, get to know people, get to learn how the systems work, get to know the officers, get to know what you can do.
You have got to work with a group of other people, and at the end of the day you have to be at a stage where you might need them to support you in what you're trying to achieve. So you've got to learn how to do that grouping, work with people and get people behind what you're trying to take forward.
Never promise the world because it's very difficult to deliver it, but actually just bring down people's expectation, but get delivery of something done for them.
People said to me, what are you promising then? I said, nothing. I'll promise that you can give me a list of what you'd like me to do, and I will see what I can do when I get elected. Really work closely with officers as well, because if you work with officers and work with other politicians, you get a lot more done.
Find out as much information as you can about the council that you're looking at, to work out areas of interest and to work out what that involvement might be.
Don't be afraid to stand. I mean, if you look at myself and Mark, we have completely different backgrounds, and Mark's worked in politics for most of his life through different formats. I've worked in my own family business in a garage, and I would have never thought that I would be the sort of person that anyone would think of to be a politician. But I stood, I won, and actually I think I've done okay.
I was employed, and I think it is very important to find out if your employer is prepared to support you in what you do, and there are laws that said they should, but that's not always how it feels.
You can be sorting out a small pothole for somebody, or looking after children's and adult social care and stuff like that. There's so many different variants.
Be ready to commit time and energy. If you have a time and energy, and this is what you will need, and you will go far.
Be clear about what you want, clear about what you want to deliver for your town or your localised communities. Have inbuilt passion about it, because all our communities are great places to be, but they need spokesmen for it.
Best advice I was given, in other words, you can't actually promise everyone what they want, and you can't fix every problem. And the truth is, although we try really hard, we have limited resources, and all we can do is our best. But at the same time, I am able to give all those people a voice. I'm able to amplify their needs to the point where county does listen and hears them.
And go out there, work hard, meet people, listen to people. Don't promise the world because you can't deliver the world, but go out there and do your best for people and communities.